Have you guys ever wondered how to use a drone to send out big baits and weights for giant sharks 200 or 300 yards offshore? Well, check this video out and I'll share with you guys how to successfully send out the drone, drop the baits, and get your drone back. Hey guys, Cole and me are heading down the beach right now here in Volusia County, right outside of Orlando, Florida here, about an hour out from Orlando. And we're going to try to target some sharks or some fish from the jetty, possibly some jacks. Driving along the beach right now. And hopefully this morning we can get on a giant shark or some jacks, some bait for a shark, something else. I'm bringing the drone out to run some bait, so who knows? Let's see how it goes. Well, welcome back to another episode of Johnny Truckin' Outdoors. My name is John. I love truck camping, fishing, tons of things outdoors. If you guys haven't subscribed, make sure you go ahead and subscribe. So what I'll be discussing with you guys here in this video is how to properly send out drones with shark baits offshore. What I'm doing right now, it is certainly a beautiful day, but I'm sending my drone over the ocean about 100-120 yards out, which is probably my preferred distance for some of the closer shark rods. And I'm looking and scanning the water for any sharks or any sandbars, and looking for any deep spots where sharks may be swimming around the place. So what I'm seeing here is about at the end of the jetty, about 120 yards out, is the distance that I need to run the baits to be able to catch sharks. No, just running baits out. First time doing it, first time in Florida, but we're going to just run the baits out with the drone.
Okay.
Have you ever seen it done before?
No.
It was so cool to have so many interactions with people throughout the day that were curious and interested in running drones offshore with 2 to 4 pound shark baits to hopefully catch a shark. I don't want to say drone fishing is a new thing, but it is starting to become a more popular thing, and I hope people that are watching this video will be able to learn from our techniques so they can successfully catch sharks offshore with a drone. First things first, make sure you get all your rods set up accordingly and ready for the drone so that when you get that drone fired up, you can use the least amount of battery life to send all your baits 120 to 200 yards offshore. So here today I'll be running my Phantom 4 drone out here to run all our baits out. Shark. Let's get those baits ran out. Get fishing. It's okay to run baits out with a drone, right? I've seen people on YouTube do it all the time on this beach. I just wanted to confirm and make sure.
Yeah, you're good with all that. With the drones though, you do have the Coast Guard station and some type of flight deal. I'm sure you can see on there.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, I see the restrictions right here through DJI.
Yeah.
And it is registered and everything.
Yeah, the only other regulation to it is the bathers have right away, so if there's any surfers or swimmers, bathers in the area, you got to pull out.
Okay, sounds good. I appreciate it. Just want to confirm, make sure we're good. Thank you. Make sure you follow all laws and regulations for flying drones in the airspace for running out your baits. It's always great to check with authorities as well if they're around, just to double check and make sure. So this is how I'm hooking up this line here with the shark baits. I'm literally opening up the salmon or walleye clip and clipping this mono that's rated for 220 pounds. That's about 8 feet long with the shark baits and the 8-ounce pyramid weight. And I'm sending that probably about 120 yards offshore. It is really important to be paying attention to the reel itself and making sure you don't despool your rod. So you run it out to your desired length, and as soon as you get to your desired place, give it a short pop, and it will fall right out of the release, and then you can set the rod in the rod holder, wait till that slack drops, and then tighten up the rod. Here I'm going to show you in this view, which you're going to be seeing from my cameras as well as from the drone's view, on how I'm doing it. I'm literally pinching open this release, laying that mono right there in the release, and now I'm sending the drone offshore. So you want to make sure that drone is high enough over the waves that no waves will catch the weight or the bait itself. So make sure it's like 10-20 feet over the ocean itself. And then this bait we were running out to about 180 yards. On these reels we have about 370 yards. So we ran it about halfway down the reel, and then we went ahead and closed that bail and gave it a short little jerk, and the line popped out of the clip and dropped in the water.
You good? Yep.
Well, awesome. The bait successfully was dropped from the clip and sinking down in the prime area to catch a shark. Now what I would recommend is sending your drone up and probably another 40-80 feet up. You don't want the slack line from the fishing rod to get anywhere near the props. And then go ahead and turn that drone around and find wherever you are and fly it back to yourself as quick as possible so you can send it down and get it hooked up to your next rod. You can get it out a lot farther with the drone. Today on this rod, we'll be running this giant hook. I mean, my head compared to the hook is giant with this big old ladyfish here. We're using probably about 8 feet of mono with this. How big is this?
8 ounce. It's an
8 ounce pyramid weight here with spikes on it, and it should hold in the sand quite well. So this is the rig we're running. We're going to see if the drone can take it out. So I'm gearing up the drone right now over there. We'll try to see if we can run that giant bait way out there. I put a fresh battery in it because I know it's going to take a lot of battery. But let's see if we can catch something. This rod's really bending over.
Yeah, it's just the wave.
Yeah. So now that I've talked to you guys about hooking up the lines and sending it offshore, let's talk a little bit about the drone itself as well as some precautionary statements here just so that you don't lose your drone. First of all, this is a Phantom 4 standard drone. You can buy it used for about $500 or brand new for $1,600. Also, additionally, make sure that drone does not drop below 55% battery life with a bait on, or you will lose the drone. And when you charge up the batteries to 100%, that drone will be able to take a 2 or 3 pound bait 3 times offshore to 120 yards, or 1 time out to 300 to 400 yards offshore. Also, you might want to invest in multiple batteries if you will be fishing all day and want to run the drone out to 120 yards to 300 yards every single flight. This last flight, we took that bait out to about 280 yards out. And the weight was around 2.5 pounds when you include the size of the hook, the leader, the mono, the metal steel wire, and the bait itself. If you have any questions or concerns, let me know in the comment section below, or if this video helped you, let me know, throw up a like, I really appreciate it. Well, we got all 3 rods set up here on the beach. The drone handled the wind perfectly. We got all the baits ran out. Little guys hanging out with us. Hopefully we catch some shark out here on the beach. I'm hoping sooner than later. Well guys, this is the end of part 1 on this video. Stay tuned for part 2 to see all the sharks we caught, thanks to the drone and the rest of the action out there. Hey guys, thanks to the drone. Just caught this one shark right here.
Watch your feet.